How you doing, brother?
All right. Yeah, come through.
Yes, sir. You got it. Doing okay today?
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. All right, peace to the church and body of Christ. It's your brother coming back at y'all with another video. And also, I forgot to say, much honor and respect to you brothers out there that's partaking in the ministry, laboring, teaching the word to the 12 tribes of the children of Israel, man. So yeah, the Lord put the spirit on me to come out here and to prophesy, man. This is our purpose. This is what the Lord created me and other brothers that's in the same lot. The spirit is me. That's what He created us to do. Right? It was created to serve a purpose. Right? It's created for a divine purpose. And it's to preach the word to the Lord's people. He said, "Speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, right? Which I will put in your mouth, saith the Lord." Right? It's the reason why we was made, why we was formed. Right? And it's a blessing to be used by the God of Israel, to be a watchman, to warn Jake about what's to come. Right? That's the highest lot. That's the highest destiny and calling that you can have in life. To be a prophet of the Lord, the prophet of the Lord of hosts. Right? So I want to start off there in the book of Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, man. Because I had mentioned being a watchman, so. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and verse so it says, right? Ezekiel 3:17. It says, "Son of man, I have made you a watchman unto the house of Israel." It says, "Therefore hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me." So we hear the words of the Lord's mouth by studying and understanding the word. We get these things, we eat the roll of the book. We eat the roll and go out and speak to the children of Israel, right? So eating the roll to mean digesting and taking in these words that's written within His Bible, right? And learn them. So we hear the word at the Lord's mouth and give them warning from Him, right? So that's what we out here to do, right? It's to give Jacob, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, give them warning from God, man, from the Lord, about His intentions, right? His plans, His devices, right? Things, that's stated in the prophecies. So we out here to give them warning. And this been going on for a little minute now. Us coming out here, on the highways and the byways. Some brothers been doing this for years, decades and decades, man. You see what I'm saying? And Israel just been doing the same thing. Been ignoring them, turning their deaf ear and the blind eye to them, not getting out and coming to see or coming to hear the words of the Lord, right? That these men, what their God is using these men to speak. But they've always just been ignoring, man, and despising us, right? The scriptures say they hate him that rebuke at the gate. The poor man's wisdom is despised and his words are not heard. That's Ecclesiastes, the 9th chapter, right? So this ain't nothing new, man. The Lord have always, before He done something, He have always sent out His prophets to warn His people to turn back to Him before His wrath come upon them, right? And we're following in that same stead. The prophets that have been before me, and before thee of old have prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war, evil, and pestilence, right? So we back here again to do the same thing over again, man. You know what I'm saying? The Most High requires that which is past, right? And He requires the same thing of a lot of these niggas. So a lot of these Israelites that have turned a deaf ear to the Lord's prophets in the ancient world, they're gonna do the same thing again. And just so happens to be the vast majority of our people that do this shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna come a point in time to where the Most High is gonna take the blinders off of these people, man. A lot of these people, He's gonna take the blinders off. But it's a certain time to where it's gonna happen, and we're gonna read it in the prophecy. So let's go to the book of Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 8. It says, also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then said I, here am I, send me. And He said, go and tell this people, which is the Israelites, hear ye indeed, but understand not. It says, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the mind of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their mind, and convert and be healed. Then said, you got distracted. It says, then said, Lord, how long? He answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. And the Lord have removed men far away, and there be a great forsaking in the midst of the land. You see what I'm saying? So this, I'm gonna read it over again in the NLT. And He said, yes, go and say to this people, which is the Israelites, listen carefully, but do not understand. Watch closely, but learn nothing. Yeah. Some of Israel's will come up, you know, to the Lord's prophets out here on the street corners, you know, and they won't, you know, they'll listen carefully, right? And then they'll either go to these different social media platforms where the gospel is set on display, and they'll click on the video and watch it carefully. But guess what? It says they listen carefully but don't understand. They watch closely but learn nothing. They don't understand these words. They don't understand the message in the report or the doctrine. And plus, you know, they don't understand, and plus they don't learn any damn thing. You know, they'll sit here and listen to the whole damn thing, and it won't stay, it won't sit. Why? Because they fools, man. Their mind is like a pot with holes in it. Try to pour the water of wisdom in there, and it just keep falling out. It won't hold. That's these people's mind. You know what I'm saying? The Lord have blinded their hearts. The scripture say, if our gospel be hid, is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. You know? This is how it is, man. The God of this world is Satan. Satan have blinded these people's hearts, right? That's why they don't understand or learn anything when they come to get edified by the Lord's men. What it says harden the hearts, meaning the minds of these people, right? And it goes to show you, man, a lot of our people got hard hearts. You know, the scripture tells you it's not meet to despise the poor man that have understanding. You know, and our people despise the poor that have the wisdom. You know what I mean? But just say if I was a man with a suit on, you know what I'm saying? If I was a man with a suit on, right, and a damn Bentley parked around the corner, and I have some fucking food laying around here, and I perceive to be a rich man, a wealthy person, people be lining up just to hear the words, you know. But the Lord designed it this way for a purpose, you know, designed it this way for a reason, right? Because Jacob come and try to serve the Lord for the wrong reasons, for their own personal gain and benefit, right? But the Lord have chosen the poor in this world, rich in faith, you know. The Lord have chosen the weak things, right? The base things. We don't have, our financial status ain't that big, well, ain't that high, right? So we at a lower state. These are the men whom the Most High have chosen to be carriers of this divine knowledge, right? But our people, they real stiff-necked, man. They're very hard-headed people. Very hard-headed. So it says, oh yeah, I want to say something else too, man. You try to break down the scriptures to Jake, man, it's like speaking to an animal, man. They fall on deaf ears. It says, plug their ears and shut their eyes. That way they will not see with their eyes, nor hear with their ears, nor understand with their minds, and turn to me for healing. And this lines up with Romans, the 11th chapter. We're going to go to that. Romans 11:7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeks for, which is the truth, but the election have obtained it. See, a lot of our people be soul searching and they end up in the wrong places. Only the elect will find the truth, the real truth, and see it as see it with value, right? See that it has value, to it. Because you got to think about it. Hebrews the 4th chapter say, for unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it, right? So the thing about it is these people don't understand. It's because the Lord blocked their faith from them, believing the gospel, right? So it says, the election have obtained it, so the elect obtained the truth, and the rest were blinded, right? The rest were blinded. So the vast majority of our people are blind, right? Spiritually blind, right? It says, according as it is written, which is in the Old Testament, the Most High have given them the spirit of slumber, so they sleep. So Jake sleep. Everybody claim about being woke this or woke that. You ain't woken, and you haven't been awoken or received enlightenment until you came into this truth, right? Until you be hipped on the true understanding of the Holy Bible. So it says, spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day. And David says, let their table be made a snare and a trap. It says, and a stumbling block, and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes, meaning their mind, be darkened, that they may not see. And bow down their back always, right? And that's a curse that David put on these worldly niggas, man, right? To have them lost in the sauce and deprived of sound judgment. That's the curse that David put on a lot of Israelites. That's why a lot of Israelites, they shun the Lord's prophet. They shun the Lord's message, right? They're turned away from the true gospel. They're turned away from the true gospel, turned away from the good news, turned away from the true understanding and the knowledge, and go and serve other gods or go listen to false prophets. You see what I'm saying? Or men that have whatever so-called knowledge of these other religions. They'll listen to those teachers, but they won't listen to the pastors whom the Most High have raised up to feed them with knowledge and understanding. It's just how the Most High set it up. But it's gonna come a day to Most High gonna have them to gonna take that spirit of slumber off of them, right? So going back to Isaiah 6:11 in the NLT, it says, then said, our Lord, how long will this go on? So how long will Jake be simple-minded? So how long will these niggas reject the truth? How long will these niggas be blind and deprived of understanding of the Lord's word? How long will these niggas be stupid and lack comprehension, right? It says, And he replied, until their towns be empty, their houses are deserted, and the whole country a wasteland. And that's what's about to come, man. The time of Jacob's trouble is going to bring this upon these people, right? The time of Jacob's trouble is going to bring this upon these people. This is prophecy that we read, you know? The people's houses are going to be empty. The houses are going to be deserted. The whole country is going to become a wasteland. It says, until the Lord has sent everyone away, and the entire land of Israel lies deserted, right? When you look up the word wasteland, it says wasteland, an unused area of land that has become barren or overgrown, right? And that's how the cities and towns of America is going to look. It's going to be barren and overgrown. The weeds and vines is going to grow up upon these people's houses, and you see, different vegetation and shit like that is going to be overgrown because a lot of the men are going to die. They're the ones that upkeep society, have it the way it look, and keep the grass cut, and the power lines up, and the water running, etc. So when they gone, when it becomes a ghost town, the city is going to be barren. It's going to be a barren wasteland. Something that it's going to be like a scene out of a apocalyptic movie. You know what I mean? Like The Road or the Book of Eli or I Am Legend. You see what I'm saying? That's how it's going to look, right? So yeah, the prophecies written in 2 16 let you know how the cities and towns, are going to become wastelands without, ghost towns and wastelands without an inhabitant. Right, so let's go to 2 chapter 16 and verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So the vast majority of people will die of starvation and be killed by weapons. Right? That's how the people, that's how the cities is going to become ghost towns, right? So a lot of people is about to die. And it's many other things, but those are the main two. There's many other places that's going to waste people's houses and destruction and death, right? So you got pestilence. You got World War III, race wars, evil beasts, newly created creatures is going to be out here taking lives, It's really going to be the violence and the crime that's going to be out here, man. A lot of people about to die. 2 Esdras, the 5th chapter, tell you that. It says, for many of, behold, the days come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number. The way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. And the land which thou seest now to have root, shall thou see wasted suddenly. So the whole land is going to descend into lawlessness and chaos. It's going to turn this bitch into, it's going to be like the purge out here. Times 10, it's going to turn these lands into barren wastelands and ghost towns. So it's going to look bad. It's going to be bad out here, man. So it says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, meaning dead bodies is going to be lying all around, all over the place, right? Dead bodies going to be everywhere, on the ground, stinking like some shit. That's what dung means, boo, feces, fecal matter. So it says, and there shall be no man to comfort them. So there ain't gonna be no funerals. Ain't gonna be nobody to cry over the dead or weep for the dead. It's gonna be over with, man. These people just gonna be dying out here in mass numbers, right? So it says, for the earth shall be wasted and the city shall be cast down. See? So again, the cities and towns of America is gonna become wastelands, without an inhabitant because of the famine and the sword, And plus, a lot of people gonna get hauled off to the FEMA camps, The scripture tell you, and I think that's Zechariah the 14th chapter, that half of the city shall go forth into captivity. They're gonna be taken away out of their houses, especially these kids, these women. A lot of men will get taken away and sent off to fight, get drafted and stuff like that. I just said that, but yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. So, gonna be many things that contribute to, the cities being forsaken. And it ain't gonna be nothing but women here. It's gonna be nothing but women here. Women and children, old folks and stuff like that. Men are gonna become very rare. Very rare. And if you keep reading in 2nd Ezra 16th chapter, it tells you about how the women go mourn. It tells you about how the women go mourn. And the women, the daughters, the husbands, not the husbands, but the wives and stuff like that, they're going to be in a state of mourning and sadness and distress, and miserable, because they ain't going to have no men. All the men going to be gone, right? And, at that time, the men of the Lord is going to be in very high demand. You see what I'm saying? They're going to be in very high demand. They're going to be made more precious than fine gold, pursuant to Isaiah 13 and 12. You see what I'm saying? So these women out here are going to be desperate, helpless, and humble, man. And they're going to chase after the men of God. Let's go to Isaiah 32 and 2. And a man should be as an hiding place from the wind and a cover from the tempest. As rivers of water in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Let me see if I can grab this on the NLT. Here we go. So this is, I'm going to read in the NLT. It says, each man of the Lord in that day, when men become very rare, it says, will be like a shelter from the wind and a refuge from the storm. So the men of the Lord are going to be a shelter and a refuge for these women out here. And not every damn woman. Because not every woman is going to be accepted. It's going to be some women that get rejected, right? Women talking about, I don't need no man. I can do bad all by myself. That you said truly. I can do bad all by myself. You're going to do bad all by yourself. Without no man, you better do nothing. Because the government, you're going to cut you off. These niggas, these heathen, they ain't gonna want to deal with you. The police, they go your protection. The police is gonna be it's not gonna be available during that time. Your local PD, your sheriff's department, gonna be out of order, man. So after all is said and done, these women can't protect themselves. They weak. They frail. They feeble. They helpless, right? So when it's all said and done, the only thing that you're going to have is a man. Is an Israelite man, right? A man of the Lord. And look how you've been treating them, man. Look how you've been treating them, these men of your nation. Especially the black woman. She treat us like shit. Look down on us, Turn their nose up at us. Being prideful. But that's only going to lead them to the it's only going to lead them. Damn, I just had some brain fog just then. Lost my train of thought. But it's only going to lead them to, man, like, to destruction, to be honest with you, It's going to lead them to desperation, actually having no choice but to go get a man. That's what all these women going to desire in their day. They're going to be chasing after the men, Men of the Lord are going to be highly sought after. Because they're going to have the spiritual powers. They're going to be able to work miracles, raise the dead, cleanse the sick, heal the sick, right? So, you're going to need these men, right? They're going to need them. And not just for women, children, old people, you feel me? They're going to need the men of the Lord. Each one will be like a shelter from the wind and a refuge from the storm. The wind and the storm represents the plagues. All the hell that's coming upon earth. the Lord gonna be a refuge and a shelter from all that. It says like streams of water in the desert, right? They're gonna be a water oasis in a desert land, right? So they're gonna come to the men of the Lord to find relief. So it says in the shadow of a great rock in a parched land. You see what I'm saying? Let's go into relief. Man's gonna be relief and safety in these times, you know what I mean? It says, then everyone who has eyes will be able to see the truth. See that? So this lines right up with Isaiah the 6th chapter, you know? You know, the Lord gonna take the blindness off the people when all hell break loose. You see what I'm saying? So it says, then everyone who has eyes will be able to see the truth. They're gonna be able to understand then. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna be able to understand the truth then. And everyone who has ears will be able to hear it. So they're gonna listen to the word, they're gonna listen to the gospel then. You know? They gonna humble down. Because scripture tell you that thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. That's in Psalms 123. So our people gonna be willing to convert. Our people gonna be willing to come back to the Lord and listen and change their lives, right? Our people gonna be willing, right? When they see the power. Then they're gonna be able to see the truth then. A lot of people blinded right now. But it's gonna come upon a time to a lot of our people gonna end up waking up, you know? And thousands are gonna be added to the church daily. You see what I'm saying? It says, verse 4 in the KJV, the heart also of the rash shall understand knowledge, and the tongue of the stammer shall be ready to speak plainly. Right? So if you read in the NLT, it says even the hotheads. But if you actually look up the word, what it means to be rash, it means displaying or proceeding from a lack of careful consideration of the possible consequences of an action. This is the state of mind that our people in. Right? They lack careful consideration of the possible consequences of sin. All right? Because the wages of sin is death, you know, and punishment, and affliction, and adversity, man, trouble and pain and suffering. Our people are reckless. These are some synonyms: reckless. Our people are careless, heedless, right? They don't listen to the Lord, to the words of the Lord. They're unconsidered, unthinking, right? Unwary. Wow. Foolish. See, foolish. That's Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are silent children, they have none understanding. They are watched to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge, right? But that shit is going to be stripped from these niggas when all hell break loose. So it says even the hotheads will be full of sense and understanding. Jay gonna have some sense in that day. You know, they're gonna be beyond scared straight, so to speak, right? The Lord gonna traumatize them into getting it, you know what I'm saying, into humbling down and accepting the truth. They're gonna believe in that day, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna believe in, but by then, for a lot of Israelites, it's gonna be too late, you know what I mean? It said they'll be full of sense and understanding. Those who stammer will speak out plainly. Yeah. It says, in that day, ungodly fools will not be heroes. Scoundrels will not be respected. And that's true, man. Scripture says, in that day shall a man be commended for his wisdom. Right? Let me try to grab that. They may not want to hear the wisdom now when it's out here on display, but they're going to be seeking for answers, you know, when the famine of the word comes. And the men that have this knowledge and this truth, you know, men that have this wisdom and understanding, their value is going to skyrocket, because knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of that time, the strength of salvation, right? The fear of the Lord is his treasure. They're going to be the stable, and people going to see the stability of mind that these men have, you know, and they gonna be seeking answers. They gonna be seeking the words at their mouth, right? So yeah, it's Proverbs 20, 12 and 8. It says, "Go Jake, dumbass man, foolish, you know." You might end up getting into a fucking car accident, man. Once I forbid, but it's like, you want to get out the car, and, well, you not get out the car, but hang out the car, like, hey, on some nigga shit. The Lord ain't looking for niggas, man. Right? That same nigga might get drafted off in the World War III, lest he repent. The same nigga might die of starvation. Jake think this a game. They think this something to be played with. It ain't. This is a life or death situation right here, man. A man shall be commended according to his wisdom, but he that is of a perverse heart shall be despised. And that's how it's going to be in these upcoming days, man. Right now, it's the other way around. You know, men are commended according to their folly. Scripture tell you how folly is set in great dignity, but the rich sit in low place. We the rich. We have the riches, which is the wisdom of God, right? That's them the true riches. We had the lower state right now, but the table's going to be turned. You know, the first shall be last, and the last shall be first, right? That's how it's going to be. So men of understanding, men of wisdom, is going to be commended, right? They're going to be, let me see some synonyms for this word, commended. They're going to be praised, right? They're going to be complimented. They're going to be honored for their wisdom. But the perverse in the mind, these niggas be on that nigga shit, want to still uphold the ways of America when the society end up collapsing this shit. They still want to be on that American, still want to have that American spirit, that Babylonian mindset. Them niggas gonna be despised. They're gonna be hated, man. You know. See, going back to Isaiah 32 and 5, in that day, ungodly fools will not be heroes, man. These niggas gonna be viewed with high esteem and high regard. These niggas gonna be hated, man. And the men of the Lord gonna have the praise and fame in every land they've been put to shame. That's in Zechariah, I want to say the 14th chapter, or Zephaniah, or Zechariah the 12th chapter. I get it mixed up sometimes, but you know, those that know, they know, right? So let's go to, I'm almost finished. Let's go to Isaiah 29 and 18. It says, "In that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book." So the deaf is the people that's in a worldly state of mind right now. They got them blinders on their head, you know, on their eyes. You know what I'm saying? That lack understanding, right? They're going to hear the words of the book in that day. It says, "In the eyes of the blind," well, the words of the Bible, "and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness." Let's look up the word obscurity. The word obscurity means the quality of being difficult to understand. A thing that is unclear or difficult to understand, right? And that's what the words of the book are now. But in that day, it's going to be a different story. You see what I'm saying? So incomprehensibility. So it's basically, it's too deep. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures tell you how, you know, wisdom is too high for a fool. You know what I'm saying? So it goes straight over their head. You know, it's too high for them to grasp and comprehend and digest. But in these upcoming days, when all hell break loose, when they see the power, when they see all these miracles, when they see the land look like the Purge, when they see the land looking like The Road, you know, the movie The Road and stuff like that, they're gonna listen in. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be a complete, you know, 180 of a lot of Israelite mind. The minds of a lot of Israelites gonna make a complete 180. It's not going to be a mystery to them. They're not going to have a difficult time, you know, understanding and learning these things. You see what I'm saying? In that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness. They also that erred in spirit, so the ones that lived a life of ungodliness, lived in the world, shall come to understanding. So they're going to change their ways. They're going to come to the understanding of the word, man. You see what I'm saying? Especially a lot of these women, man. A lot of these women. It says, they that err the spirit shall come to understand it, and they that murmur, so they that scoff, shall learn doctrine. See? So we about to come into a time, man, to where the Lord is going to have, is going to give a different spirit to Israel, man. Or to a lot of Israelites. A lot of Israelites going to die, but, you know, 2/3 is going to die, but 1/3, which is considered, it's a very, considering that our people is at the sands of the sea, which cannot be measured or counted. That's a lot of goddamn Israelites that's in America. So 1/3, which is roughly 33%, you know what I'm saying, of the population of the Israelites here in America, they're gonna make it. That's still a big chunk. If you cut a piece of, if you cut a pie into 3 parts, and you cut off 2, you know, you throw away 2 parts, and you leave the 1, that's still a big chunk. You see what I'm saying? That's still a big chunk of Israelites that's gonna end up being saved to make it, you know. But a lot of them are in the world right now, and they're not gonna wake up or accept the truth until bad times come upon the world. It's just how it's gonna be, you know. They're gonna understand and learn doctrine in that day. But now, they ain't, you know. And we just gotta bear with them, you know, and be patient, right? We just gotta bear these people, man, you know. That's all I got, though. I just want to come out here, man, and do a little quick something. You know, none too much, none too heavy. You know, it's all a part of prophecy, man. We gotta do our job at the end of the day, whether these niggas here or for better, whether these niggas understand or not. You know what I'm saying? You got to teach the word. Be instant in season, not a season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. We just got to maintain our job, man. And Lord willing, the Lord choose us and use us to, you know, to potentially, you know, wake up a lot more Israelites, you know, in the days to come. So, yeah, that's all I got for today, man. Lord willing, this will edify. Until next time, peace.